Yansu. Anyhow, I'm just going to go ahead and introduce the winner of the last game, Spine Bomb left position in the pink. It is Seraphim Gaming's Andy Moore. And here we go.
That's perfect.
And in the top right, we have in the yellow, representing Team 2 Pro. He's a grandmaster from the magical land of Chile and Siberia with a hint of time in South Korea. It is the one, the only, Tole. So, it's going to be good. So it is PvZ. Last PvZ we watched didn't turn out too well for our Protoss player, but guys, it's Tole. So hopefully this will turn out different, because if it doesn't, it will be a 4-4. We're going to go to an ace match. So Tole, win. 13 gas going down for our Protoss player. Very standard looking so far. Looks like the Zerg player will be going for a 14 hatch. Kind of greedy, in my opinion, but again, every single Protoss is going for this gateway expand and the gateway aggression. Blah, 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 blah. And
It's 15.
15? Oh, okay. Slightly less greedy. So, early drone scout going out, very standard, making sure there's no forward shenaniganry going on. So, not really much else to say. Just the start of the game. And I have to answer something real quick, so Pony, take over for one moment.
Nothing too exciting here going on. What Tole usually likes to do is some kind of 4-gate pressure. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to see. Ooh, and we have a proxy hatch from the Zerg. Probably not what was in Tole's plan here, so let's see what happens.
Indubitably, and I just answered what I needed to answer, so I am back. Cybernex Core on the way, and Zerg trying to be like Cats. You see, Cats, he doesn't just make a base. He makes one base in a natural and one in your natural. So it's fair, it's even, it is balanced. It is the yin and the yang. But Zealots don't care for yin and yang, because they have sharp sword and even more sharp sword on each of their arms. So this Zealot is going to get to work on this natural. I think the Zerg player might have thought that the Protoss was FEing, but he really wasn't, so it's kind of fine because he won't be expanding for a while now. So this is kind of just, he can cancel it and it'll be fine, but if he lets it finish, I think that will be a mistake. Well,
yeah, I'll agree with that.
He needs to kill it fast, though, because if the creep spreads too far, then it will just take a long time for him to be able to actually expand. He'll have to take a really awkward expand. So, actually, it's kind of worth it. Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to buy the time, and I think it's going to force Tole to 3-gate.
Put all in. Look, yeah, 3-gateway Robo.
Oh, no, Robo.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3-gate Robo.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Immortals and Zealots and Sentries, oh my, are kind of good. So, Metabolic Boost is on the way for our Zerg player. Robotics Facility, about 45% done. Well, 45 seconds in of the 65 seconds total. And there's the second gateway, so it will be a 3-gateway Blink Assault. Now, Tole, I don't know if this is the right choice, but it sure is the right choice because he's Grandmaster, and I don't know any better. And here we go, Larva. They are invincible. They are the true warriors of Scourge kind. They transform and get every kind of unit imaginable. Do you understand how much raw power is inside their tiny little bodies? No, you don't. And the Protoss, they understand it. So he's just going to go and chill out at the Zerg's place. Now, a lot of Zerglings are on the way, and Zerglings are good units against everything but Zealots. Now, there is a single probe out on the map. This probe is incredibly important, and look at the ping.
That was
6 Zerglings. Thank you. I was actually about to look at that, but that's actually a pretty big deal. You're right, because that's pretty ninja of our Zerg player, I will admit. But Warp Gate is done, so if he goes in at the wrong time, the Zerglings won't do too much damage, but let's see. No warp-ins yet, so Tole will see these and be able to warp in immediately. So he should warp in a Stalker, but he should be fine. Now, at the natural, there are an absolute crap ton of Zerglings, which Tole needs to react to, and he does. He pulls back, but so many Zerglings out for our Zerg player. More Zerglings being produced. Take a quick look at the Harvester tab. Protoss is actually up in Harvesters at the moment, and he's trying to warp in, but he just can't find an angle because Zerglings move at a crazy speed, 4.7, without creeps bonus. So a couple Zealots at the warp-in pylon, not at the warp-in prism, mind you. Now, Tole will be able to get on top of the ramp if he decides to morph this into a phase mode and make sentries, but he doesn't do that, and that's fine. So he's going to lose that pylon, and he is not... He's taking an expansion. The Zerg player is getting his lair, and Tole doesn't really have a follow-up. He's just making Zealots and hasn't used that robotics facility besides for a warp prism. So Zerglings are coming into the natural trying to deny this. A lot of Zerglings are coming into the natural trying to deny this, and they will get a cancel for sure.
Totally,
yeah, there's a cancel.
With warp prism.
Ooh, you're absolutely right, but he's not microing it. So they are just going to chase these queens back at the natural. The Zerglings have been repelled, but how many queens can he get and how many drones can he get? More doesn't matter. A couple drones going down right now. He is going to have to pull drones off the line. Now, if he can snipe the hatchery, that'd be kind of good, and I think that's what's going to happen. Unless he pulls Zealots off the hatchery, but that's fine, because Zealots are pretty good against Zerglings, but he needs to drop those Zealots that are in the Warp Prism. He loses 2 Zealots that were in the Warp Prism. That was kind of awful. So, let me think of this for a moment. A Roach 1 is on the way, 10 more Zerglings are on the way. Take a quick look at the Harvester tab. Zerg player is only up by 5, but there is no expansion up for Tole. And Tole lost his entire army, so Tole is in an absolutely horrible spot right now, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Let's see.
He was in a horrible spot before the Prism harass, but I think that kind of gave him a chance, though. It's about time that he needed.
He actually does get a cancel on that third, so that's pretty nice. Insta recall when he sees all these Zerglings coming his way, pretty smart. But yeah, I feel like moving into the mid game, the Zerg player has an advantage because the natural for Tole is only halfway done, while the third for Mandy Moore is about 20% done. And there's only a small force field in the way of many Zerglings, but good pylon placement by Tole. Zerglings are killing these gateways. They're trying to get in, and no force fields. And Tole, what are you doing, Tole? He's trading efficiently. That's what he's doing. I thought he was actually going to lose all of that, but
yeah, that was
incredible.
Pretty good decision making.
Oh yeah. So he's awkwardly moving across the map, and I don't think he meant to do that. And yeah, there we go. He pulls back his forces. So I don't know. I feel like our Zerg player's in a really good spot going in the mid game, especially considering his Spire's already 70% done.
Yeah, and I think Tole knows this. That's why he is moving out. I think he's going to rely on our recall and hopefully deny the third again.
Without a doubt. And even then, 2-base Muta is still really strong. He's going to have to get Phoenix or something up to deal with that.
And the Zerg has no units right now. 2 Zerglings right now.
And he's only just now making it, so he should be able to snipe his hatchery. So Zerg player being ultra greedy didn't really serve him well, but you know what's fine with being ultra greedy and missing your injections? Transfusion. But I don't even think with Transfusion he'll be able to save this. Now, 2 Stargates are on the way for Tole, so he needs to focus fire on the hatchery. Excellent force fields, by the way. Holy crap. He needs to focus fire on the hatchery. Okay, good. Now, I'd like to see him recall, but this is an excellent position for Tole, because Zerg is just now getting another third, and he has 2 Stargates on the way, so these Mutalisks will do little to no damage if he does chrono boosting correctly. So
yeah, I think Tole just got himself back in this game, but we do have Mutalisk on the map.
do you have a fear that Mutalisks are near, Pony?
Oh, and we have 2 Stargates, so that's a good thing for Tole then.
Did I not mention that earlier?
You probably did.
Oh, okay, making sure, because like my mic has been weird lately, and it's kind of going in and out, so just making sure.
No, you've been pretty clear. I must have missed you say that. I did not catch him having Stargate.
Oh, that's fine. Now, a Twilight Council is on the way for Tole, so he's getting Blink, he's getting Phoenix, he's getting Forges, he's getting everything to ward off the Mutalisk, and as a Protoss player, you kind of have to, because Mutas are amazing. Mutas are amazing. So, the game will continue on. a hallucinated Phoenix, not a real one, is being sent out to scout. It will see all these Mulisks, hopefully. They're not going to see it. So he doesn't know the position of the Mulist right now, but he does have almost 6 Phoenix ready for it. Now he is getting Immortals, which are kind of amazing in everything that's on the ground that is armored. And he's getting Robotics Bay, which is for Colossi, which is good against everything on the ground that isn't armored, and even some things that are armored. So I thought Tole was dead, but I'm wrong because he's good at this game. And he's in a pretty good spot entering into the mid game, I want to say.
Oh yeah, I thought he was dead. I was about ready to call GG, and somehow he's almost even workers with the Zerg right now.
It's just that Siberian, Chilean, North American skill.
Yeah,
Now,
but Zerg does have 4 bases, so.
Quick note. Tole is getting a fleet bacon. Now, although it is probably for the mighty Phoenix range increase, I would actually love to see carriers. Because why not?
A lot of Overlords spread around the map too, so he's the Zerg supply cap right now.
Now, Zerg player is making Corruptors, so he's really committing to this right now. That Anion Pulse Crystal, I instantly knew what it was from looking at the icon for it, as any good player should. Now, the +1 air weapons is on the way for the Phoenix. +1 ground attack just finished for the Protoss main ground army. 3rd base on the way for Tole. Now, Zerg player is going to counterattack, it appears, Tole, since the Phoenix are way freak out of position. And that's an excellent choice.
Yeah, this is not good for Tole.
Indubitably. Now he's trying to pull back, but he's going to have to cancel that Nexus. That is not going to survive. He canceled the Nexus. Very good. But he just doesn't have a standing army that can deal with this. I mean, his Phoenix really can't fight Corruptors, because Corruptors cost 100. Our 2 supply have about 30-second build time. They have a starting 1 armor, deal massive damage versus massive. And they have 200 HP, but if they engage blindly into Sentry Stalkers and Sentry Stalkers and Phoenix, they're going to die, and he does lose a couple of Corruptors right there. Now, Tole is down by 50 supply, but he is Protoss. So, and we thought he was dead earlier, so he may be able to try and bring this back, but I'm gonna start, folding my hands just a little bit over Tole, and I'm gonna take a big drink of water because my throat hurts so badly.
Yeah, Tole with a 1500 bank. I think he just wasn't expecting this play from the Zerg and has been pretty thrown off by what he's been thrown at so far.
Absolutely. So, not really too much to say right now, except for this air battle going on between the Zerg and the Protoss, because the Protoss keeps making Phoenix, which are good against Mulis, which aren't good against Phoenix, but are good against Void Rays, and he can't make Void Rays, which are good against Corruptors, but Corruptors are good against Phoenix. So, a bit of a stalemate here, because he can just kind of kite the Mulis forever, but Corruptors are absolutely amazing versus Phoenix. So, story of the day on this day today. Now, a bit of a dance going on between the Phoenix and the Mutalisks and the Corruptors in the midfield. So, yeah, there's that. Now, an Infestation Pit is going down for our Zerg, finally. +2 Flyer Carapace. I was right the first time. Carapace going down. Got a big engagement at the 3rd. And I think those are 4 photon cannons. Maybe Tole holds this. It's hard to call rockers, so. Photon cannons, they are kind of good, but there are just so many roaches. There is a singular Immortal, so he should be absolutely fine on second opinion. He has an Immortal, it's K.
Where did that Immortal come from?
He came from the forest. He was training hard. His entire life was spending up to this moment where he suddenly kills 5 roaches in a row, 6 roaches in a row, 7 roaches, 8 roaches in a row, because why not? So that Immortal kind of just saved Tole from losing all his photon cannons. He still has 2 left, and he actually won that engagement, but Zerg player They have this thing called the Remax, and it's in his main. And there's the GG, so Tole just got knocked down by Mandy Moore. And we will be going to our ace match, I do believe.